All right, here we go. We're starting our YouTubing. All right, hello YouTube, A to Zen. If here in the at the Zen Den, if you have not subscribed to the A to Zen YouTube channel, this would be a good time to do it. We put all of our content on there, all of our open mic, all of our shows. The radio station, I do a radio show every Tuesday afternoon here. We do that.
Bop, bop, bop. Canyon is so right.
And left and middle. Our laws and bylaws we go by every week. This is the listening room. The front of the store is the talking room. The exits are, there's one in the back and one in the front. If you need to get out, in emergency, use them both. If you need to just get out, use the front door. The bathroom is at the front of the store on the left. It's also the green room where we ask that you tune up and warm up. If you need to tune up or warm up, that's where you do it. Please do not get your guitars out in this area and play, and please do not do it at the front of the store. We have an area for that. Big John's our sound guy. If you need anything special, talk to John. We do have beer and wine available, sodas, waters, juice, etc. Question of the night is acoustic or electric, your favorite?
Acoustic.
Acoustic, okay. We also have a $5 cover for those of you who just put the bucket out. So if you missed that, that's there. Blah, 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 blah. Let's talk about rocking. Eddie B.
Thank you, thank you. They say this beta mic for a phone does not like to point at monitors, so I'm going to try to bypass it. Back in February, we lost a great country music artist, Toby Keith, and I had never done any Toby Keith songs, so I learned one. He didn't write it, but he sure did do it. And I hadn't done it in a few weeks, so I refreshed my memory and hope I got it for y'all now. It's called We Were in Love. What could be finer? If I could invent a time machine, maybe we'd both be 17, cruising in my first car, acting like movie stars on Friday night. Do you remember those Friday nights when we were a rock ready to roll? There was a fire down in our souls. All the whole world had to stand still, turn around us, 'cause that was a deal. All of those nights went flowing like wine. When I was all yours, you were all mine. We were in love. Can I get just a little more guitar up here? We were in love. I still see you when I sleep. There is a picture I still keep. You with your hair in the wind, me with that crazy grin under summer skies when dreams were too young to die. We were a rock ready to roll. There was a fire down in our souls. Oh, the whole world had to stand still, turn around us, 'cause that was the deal. All of those nights went flowing like wine when I was all yours, you were all mine. We were in love. We were in love. I know it sounds crazy, but baby, you're still the one. So let's find a way to get back to those days when our hearts were forever young. We were a rock ready to roll. There was a fire down in our soul. All the whole world had to stand still, turn around us, 'cause that was the deal. And all of those nights went flowing like wine when I was all yours, you were all mine. We were in love. We were in love. If I could invent a time machine, maybe we'd both be 17. Thank you. Well, usually I know it best for me to start out with the fast ones and work my way to the slow one. We do have the Nihilist Joker and crew in the house tonight. What a treat. This is an Old Crow Medicine show. An Old Crow Medicine show song. It's full of bitterness, but it also has lots of redemption. Hoped for redemption. One of those special songs with bitter and baby, won't you please? You told me once, you told me twice, you told me 10,000 lies, little girl. You told me 10,000 lies. told me more lies than stars in the sky. You'll never get to heaven when you die, little girl. You'll never get to heaven when you die. But I fall on my knees, I'm begging you please, come along and stand by me, little girl. Come along and stand by me. Well, I wish to the Lord I never had been born or died when I was young, little girl, or died when I was young. 'Cause I never would have kissed your rosy red lips or never would have heard your lying tongue, little girl, never would have heard your lying tongue. Fall on my knees, I'm begging you please, come along and stand by me, little girl. Come along and stand by me. Never, 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 never get to heaven when you die, little girl. You'll never get to heaven when you die. But I fall on my knees, I'm begging you please, come along and stand by me, little girl. Come along and stand by me. Fall on my knees, I'm begging you please, come along and stand by me, little girl. Come along and stand by me. Whoop, whoop. This is a song I wrote about 15 years ago. Maybe one of the first songs I ever, well, not maybe, it was one of the first songs I ever wrote. I was knocked off my feet, saw her smiling like that. Nothing so sweet as a smile like that. Just let me stop, I don't wanna start. She's moving fast to break new heart. I love her smile, but I'm in love with you. Keep coming round here, you'll be smiling too. She's got that grin that drives men wild, but you've got some crazy in your own little smile. Talking, whoa, I wanna smile like that. I'll be your boy if you'll just smile like that. Let's get to feeling things will fall in place. Let's make plans to put a smile on your face. I love her smile, but I'm in love with you. Keep coming round here, you'll be smiling too. The way she smiles, it might be a sin, but you've got some wicked in your own little grin. I'm talking, whoa, I wanna smile like that. I'll be your boy if you'll just smile like that. Let's get to feeling things will fall in place. Let's make plans to put a smile on our face. Yes, let's make plans to put a smile on our face. Thank you all so very much. Thank you, Canyon. Thank you, John and Steve. Hard at work back there.
Yep. We're all dead right here. And here's my tribute to Toby Keith. Red Solo Cup, I drink you up. Let's have a party. Let's have a party. Come on now, we're not here for a good time. We are here for a long time. Wait a minute, that's the other way around. Wait a minute. Oh, actually, we all are immortal if you believe in that kind of stuff. So drink up, Red Solo Cup. Toby Keith, and to all those who have passed, and to all of us who are left to carry on.
Live fast and die hard and leave a good-looking corpse.
That's right, James Dean. Is that James Dean? And that's James Dean. Okay, up next. Comedian, musician, personality, extraordinaire. Oh no, Elvis. Elvis has left the building.
No, he's right here next to Wonder Woman. So he's a good company.
Vocals.
Yeah.
Standing up or
Yeah, both. Can we do both? Yeah. I think we'll be loud enough.
well, it's for the live stream.
Oh, right, the live stream. We gotta make it great for the stream. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. That feels good. Yes. Thank you for your attention to detail.
Okay, question of the night. Rusty, acoustic or electric?
Ooh, baby, I've been acoustic, but I'm ready to become electric. You know
All
what I
right.
mean?
All
I
right,
feel like
give it
that's
up
the right thing
for
to say.
The electric, Rusty.
I'm Rusty. Well, my real name's Andy, but my grandpa called me Rusty, so. I love that man. Handsome man, 5'1", 115 pounds. Yow! Give me some of that good grandpa energy. I'm gonna be into it. My name's Rusty, and I've been hanging out in this part of the world for a little bit. Thanks for having me. Internet, too, huh? Yeah? Well, I went up to Virginia City yesterday. Anybody ever been to Virginia City? I've been there a bunch, and I love that place. And this time, there weren't that many people around, and so it was oftentimes just me in the shop talking to the shop owners. And I started to get the feeling, I was like, oh, this town is for gypsies. It's like really cool people that are like, hey, I just wanted to land somewhere, and now I make wallets out of squirrels. They're called squallets. That's a guy named Kyle. He gets shot in the gunfight show. Sells squallets on the side. It's a little bit of a side hustle over there at the museum. So wink, wink. There's a little bit of a, you know, if you know, you know. But if you don't know, do not bring it up when Kyle is not there because you might be getting him in trouble. Sorry, Kyle. I finally had a bunch of cash in my pocket, and I was like, yeah, I know where I need to spend this. I need to spend it on a squalid, baby. But he wasn't working. Only Sundays. Kyle at the museum. Yeah, so I realized I was hanging out with a bunch of gypsies, and suddenly I realized that walking into a shop in Virginia City is very similar to when you walk into a shop to get your nails done. Where's my ladies at? You guys know what I'm talking about? Okay, internet. Yeah, Daryl knows what's up. Yeah, you walk into a nail shop, and it's like they can sense exactly how much money you have in your pocket, how deep, if you have a credit card, how deep that goes. They know exactly, and they know where all your insecurities live. So they'll go right at them, and they'll be like, just $10 more, and you don't have to worry about that part of yourself anymore. And you're like, yeah! I was in Virginia City just about ready to, like, if I had money, I would have spent it all on, like, jewelry that's just a bunch of skulls that are different colors. Because I loved it! And the woman who was selling it, she makes a lot of great points. And they were like, who are you? I said, I'm Rusty today, but sometimes my name's Story, but a lot of the times my name's Andy. Who are you? And they were like, yeah, I'm a gypsy too. We got a hat for you. And so I went to go look at the hats, and oh boy, I just spent a lot of time looking at stuff, not buying anything. But luckily there was a candy shop, and I always know that I like candy, so. You know, I pray a lot. Where's all my prayer buddies at? Yo, can I get a send up to the LORD? I didn't grow up in a church, so I'm new over here. I don't know how to tiptoe my way into like, hey, you read the Bible all the time? Me too, sometimes, maybe. But I do talk to the clown directly. You know the one I'm talking about, JC? Anybody else think he's a clown? He's the best comedian of them all, dude. He was like, leprosy, it was a joke. Pew, whoosh, it's gone. That's some kind of clown medicine I want to be on, you know what I mean? Be the medicine you want to see in the world. Anyway, I have this direct line to the Lord, which anybody can have, you guys. It's not just for Joan of Arc. It's really an easy thing to do. But if you start following it, you'll start finding yourself in precarious situations. I walked into a church this last Sunday, and I just started talking to the pastor, and I said, hey, do you talk to Christ directly? And he said, I do not. That's what the book is for. I'm here to translate the book. And I said, but on your wall, sir, what does it say? He said, Christ is the only way. And I said, well, sir, you're a hypocrite today, and I don't mean to be in here, but the Holy Spirit made me walk in here today. And I've just been leaning into being one of those crazy street clowns that's like, I got a message from the Lord. And I did. I told this guy, I said, look, friend, brother, sister, mother, daddy, we all get to be the same. I said, could you talk to the guy directly? Do you think we could open up that door as a community? Could we all just go inside and see what's in there first? And then go outside? Because that thing that's outside of us with all the pages and the good narratives, that just tells you to go where? In the heart, right? Am I right? So it's right there. And this guy looked at me like I was insane. And I said, Pastor Dan, can I volunteer? And he said, we're full up on volunteers. And I said, Pastor Dan, what if I were queer? And he said, we'd let you in here the same way we let the murderers in here. And I said, oh boy, what's it say on the wall? What's it say on the wall? What if Christ told me the queers were okay? And he goes, well, that might be the devil. And I said, ooh, it was the devil telling me to love everybody equally? Anyway, I don't think I found my church here yet, but but I'm always at church, and I find this place to be one of the most beautiful places I get to spend myself in Carson City, and I feel like I'm always surrounded by light here, whether it be on the internet or around the room. So thanks for letting me beat a drum and try to work out, like, I have been meeting other people that are like, I'm on my mission, I'm following the Holy Spirit. And I'm like, yeah, where are you going? They're like, I'm on a train, don't know where I'm going. And I got to tell you, it's a fun place to be. And if you just land somewhere, there'll be a drum and a community. So just keep your hearts open, and thanks for your time. I'm Rusty. Oh, yeah, I forgot to play the ukulele.
Thank you, Rusty. Rusty, I have a Virginia City Kyle story for you. When I first met Kyle, it was just around, it was on Halloween, or just before Halloween. And I asked him, because I said, are you Jesus? Because he looks just like the white Jesus that you see in the white churches. And he says, no. And we followed our conversation. And then I asked, well, what are you going to be for Halloween? And he said, a giant penis. And it was an inflatable penis with his face. So now we call him Jesus Penis. Praise the Lord. And you can see him every Sunday at the Way It Was Museum in Virginia City. He's also one of the gunfighters in the Wild West show. And also on that Jesus line, I am an ordained minister. The First Church is a second chance. Everyone has a story. Everyone deserves a second chance. I've had mine. And I am legal to marry you. I can bury you. Exorcisms, baptisms. I do draw the line at circumcisions. So that's my Jesus story. All right. Up next, the banjo. Or Banjo Daryl. I do not draw the line with an X-Acto knife or a scalpel. That is not. No, I'm shaky, and it's all that. It's all that Sacramento. I used to thought it was Sacramento wine from Sacramento. It's sacrament. It's sacrament wine. I thought it was.
Howdy. That's going to be a tough one to follow.
Okay, the question of the night, Banjo Daryl, acoustic or electric?
Acoustic for sure.
All right, give it up for Banjo Daryl.
All right, everybody. Good afternoon. I'm going to play some songs that I wrote. They're all kind of different. And a new one. You're going to love the new one. It's a song that when we were little kids, we started singing it about my mom. And I added some verses to it. And so, hi, Mom. You're going to love this one. All right, but I'm going to do some other ones first, because that's the most, I think, rockin' of them all. Well, this road that goes to nowhere's a dead and one-way street. The way you get to travel will change the things you see. For some, this road to nowhere's hard at every turn. You fix all those things you got and spend more than you earn. Well, mostly you are breathless, you're always being passed. You're on the road to nowhere and everything goes fast. For some, this road to nowhere, it just don't seem to change. A family life, a kids, a wife, this road just seems the same. Well, you're dug in deep on a road that's steep, daydream to stay sane. You're on the road to nowhere, fighting to remain. Well, this road that goes to nowhere's a dead-end one-way street. The way you get to travel will change the things you see. For some, this road to nowhere, it just don't seem so hard. You see this life as easy, your destiny's afar. Where you spend your days in a world of play, think your lucky stars. You're on the road to nowhere and don't know who you are. Well, this road that goes to nowhere is a dead-end one-way street. The way you get to travel will change the things you see. Well, on this road to nowhere, we all go different speeds. The paths you walk, things you thought, and all things in between. Well, on this road to nowhere, there's one place we all meet, at a pearly golden locked up gate at the end of a dead-end street. At a pearly golden locked up gate at the end of a dead-end street. At a pearly golden locked up gate at the end of a dead-end street. All right. Thank you. Kind of obvious that song's just about the different, you look at everybody and we all have a different life, and where you come from determines all this sort of stuff that you get to see and deal with over the course of your days. So there's that song. And this is a parking lot song about truck driving and truck driving. Look at all fun you got out in that parking lot. Yippee-yow-wow-ki-yay. Making love in a GTO in a neighborhood we don't know. She blows my horn, I don't even know her name. One thing I wanted since I was just a boy, this girl I call my own. She could use me like a toy. Things haven't changed too much since I became a man. All I want's a woman every time I can. Everyone have a go, little someone that you don't know. You got some time, but you got no place. Just find a parking lot, look for a car unlocked, hop right in and get it on the way. One thing I wanted since I was just a boy, girl I call my own. She could use me like a toy. Things haven't changed too much since I became a man. All I want's a woman every time I can. Look at all fun you got out in that parking lot. Yippee-yow-wow-ki-yay. Making love in a GTO in a neighborhood we don't know. She blows my horn, I don't even know her name. All right, thank you. right, I dedicate this song to my mom and my siblings. Well, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 or more. Mama let a fart in the grocery store. She killed 800 trying to hold their breath. She lets another one and she kills the rest. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 or more. Mama's farting in the grocery store. Well, she thinks it's pretty slick, sliding to the next aisle. You can hear him coughing, you can see her smile. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 or more. Mama let a fart in the grocery store. She killed 800 trying to hold their breath. Lets another one and she kills the rest. Hang on a second here. Getting too rowdy. Well, we're leaving out the store, walking down to the car. The parking lot ain't all that far. Well, we get into the car, and what does she do? She makes it smell just like baby poo. Well, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 or more. Mama's farting in the grocery store. Well, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 or more. Mama let a fart in the grocery store. She killed 800 trying to hold their breath. She lets another one and she kills the rest. Well, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 or more. Mama's farting in the grocery store. Well, now that my story is done, you all know that's the end of the grocery store. 8B7. I work. There you go. I love you, Mom.
How am I supposed to follow that, Daryl? I don't know. Face first.
Face first, you say?
Oh my God, it was hilarious.
Thank you, Daryl. I want to let you know we have events going on here at the Zindan. We're like a mullet. We're business in the front. We have a store, and we party in the back at the Zindan. And we have events going on this month. Of course, every Friday we have the open mic. Starts at 6. Try and get here early and sign up. And then we have the Paint and Sip, which we're doing as an event, a benefit for Mike Epps. For those of you who know Mike Epps, know that he's going through a hard time. He's the owner here at the Zen, and he's going through a hard time. So we are still taking donations. We have a guitar at the front of the store that we are taking donations for. If you want to throw a little something in that, goes directly to Mike. In fact, everything that you do here in the store goes directly to Mike. But we're doing a paint and sip on May 18th. It's a Saturday. Maggie has painted a picture of Mike's guitar. So that's going to be the paint and sip on May 18th. And then on May 25th, I think that this Saturday we're doing a singer-songwriter showcase with Tyson and Brennan from Mud Puppies and Jonah. And so that goes on, and then every Tuesday we do the Canyon Club radio show, sponsored by KNVC and 8 is In, and that's Tuesday afternoon. For those of you who are day drinkers or retired, unemployed students, come and be a part of our audience's Canyon Club. All right, enough of that. Come on up. The Nihilist Joker. Oh, all right. Ooh. Along with Quasi and Loki.
Thank you, Canyon. Question of the night, electric or acoustic? I think we know what Quasi's choice is, indoors. But here's the gag, we're gonna be outdoors this weekend because we have mobile stuff. Well, I have a battery operated, whatever this makes noise. He's gonna have an acoustic guitar. So look for us wandering around town tomorrow. We're gonna see what that sounds like. So I'm guessing Quasi is electric at the moment.
Yeah, but that's at the moment. Acoustic, man. Starts with acoustic.
I'm also acoustic. If you remember Linus, my prop guitar, which I don't have here tonight. So acoustic guitars. So everybody's gotten so negative now, right? Wake up on the Monday morning and everybody's just thinking, oh God, I got 5 days, work, the wife, the kids, before it's even Friday, and you got all this stuff lined up in your head, you're figuring it all out, and it just doesn't sound good. And in my world, I just go, fuck, I woke up. So we tried the Bird up in Reno, Quasi and I. We did our open mic comedy shows up there. We got 2 weeks in a row. The first week we did it, the only people that showed up were stooges from Carson City. We had Rusty, that you saw earlier, straddling the drum with good vibes and messages. I like her energy. We had Ricky D come up that looks kind of like Frank over there without the hat. I got the hat. Ricky D's the entertainer. He's not in the house. And we had Eric, the comedian, that is also a regular here. And he looks like the dude over there, only shorter and maybe a little fatter. But he's got blonde hair and a beard. So they came up and we had a good time. It was like a private little practice show. It was fun. But second week, we were there. We had one guy show up with some comedy, and we had crackhead Kevin wandering off the street. So that didn't go over so well. And then we flopped the third week. So the Bird looks like that's done. But that's okay, because we're back here now, right? Friday nights. Have I told you guys I live in a duplex? and I've got the sweet end unit. I was at a bar the other night. I was talking to a guy, and we were, what do you do? And he looks at me and he says, I'm a sub. Okay, well, I'm a dom in certain worlds, so I want to know what he means, because I know what I think he means. And I said, excuse me? And he says, I'm a substitute teacher. And I said, oh, okay, good. I don't want anything to do with either of those things with you. I don't sleep anymore. So if it looks like I'm totally wasted up here, I am. And I don't sleep. Friend of mine keeps threatening that he's gonna put Ambien in my bong water, but I don't know if it's gonna work or not. We're gonna find out. Lenny had a song earlier about a time machine, right? So I actually have a time machine gag. So I got called out the other day as being an old school punk rocker. As you can maybe tell, this jacket is like 39 years old. But how old school am I? So there's the time machine paradox, right? If you had a time machine and you could go back just one time and do something, what would you do? Most people want to go back and get the guy with the little mustache, right? The I'm gonna go back and get him and whatever. No. I'm so punk that, fuck Hitler and all that shit. I want to go back and see the Sex Pistols in London. That's how punk I am if I had a time machine. So there's the cliche that the worst day of fishing is better than your best day at work, right? Well, I gotta call bullshit on that. Because I went fishing one day, had my big 110-pound pit bull with me. We go to Tahoe, we're fishing, and I catch a bird right off the bat. Okay, so I'm older and gentler and kinder now, so I gotta reel the bird in. Got to try to get him in, in the net, get the hook out of him, got it my pliers. The dog barks, the bird flies away, and I watch the hook go out of my pliers, back up into the bird. So now I got to reel in the bird a second time, right? Because I'm older and kinder. So we get the bird off a second time. Okay, get it done, get it gone. Dog's okay, bird's gone. Let's get back to fishing. Get baited up. I didn't check any knots. I cast, I break that whole rig off, and out it goes. I bring 2 poles with me. So I always have another one behind me with a great big lure on it. So I swing around, switch poles, take my lure pole, and I go to cast out that lure, and there's something, and So I hooked the fishing pole behind me that I was just done with, and as it came over my shoulder, it broke into 2 pieces. The lure came off of the eye and went out into the lake, and both halves of my fishing pole went out into the lake. So at that point, I looked at my dog, and he looked at me, and he was like, well, I don't know what's going to happen next, man. You're not wearing a life jacket. So if you slip and hit your head, you're probably going to drown. So we were done. And I packed up my shit and left. Now, I had my boss take me out to lunch one day and give me a raise and a promotion. And I'm pretty sure that was better than that fucking bullshit I went through with my dog and losing a fishing pole and hooking birds. So I'm afraid I got to call bullshit on that. So if anybody's interested, I have a backup. We talk about this, the band player. Yes, Quasi the band. And if you notice, there's no pedals. Quasi plugs directly in here, and he builds hot rod guitars. So part of the idea is, and as like Rusty said it, hey, internet, anybody wants to get into a band where I'm the front man and you've got Quasi leading you, get a hold of us. We had a drummer sit in with us up at the Bird. Sounded pretty good. So if somebody wants to sit in on one of these open mic nights, let us know. We got plenty of room. We only got a guitar player. Another thing to think about, I was able to finagle a camera, and we have mics and lights, and the Nihilist Club is going to be opening on Saturday nights in my garage, and we're going to stream it through YouTube, and it's going to be comedians, but musicians are welcome, especially Daryl, if he comes around and plays that mama song, because my mama wouldn't fart in the grocery store, but she smoked everywhere. So that was just as stinky. So think about that. So leave you on some crazy stuff I've heard people say lately. I met a friend of mine for lunch, and she was telling me about her daughters. And she was saying that one just graduated college, and the other one just got out of school too. She dropped out, and the one is shacked up with my ex-brother-in-law, and she doesn't think it's going to work out because of the age difference. And you know, the other one just got a job, degree in political science, doesn't know if she can pay the bills, yada yada yada. Well, I was on my way home till I figured out what shacked up with my ex-brother-in-law means. That's your daughter is living with her uncle. So that was kind of funny.